Most of us think that we are not good at remembering what we learned. We tell ourselves things like, I forget easily. My memory is weak. I study, but nothing stays. But research on learning and memory shows something interesting. For most people, memory isn't the real problem. It's the method we're using to learn it. So today, I just want to show some simple, research-backed ways to remember better. Not tricks, not pressure, just methods that work with the brain. Number 1. Understand before you try to memorize. This is the most important step, and the most skipped one. We often try to memorize things we don't fully understand. For example, you're reading a formula or a definition. You keep repeating it, but honestly, it doesn't make any sense. Your brain resists storing confusion. So instead of asking, how can I memorize this? Pause and ask, do I actually understand what this means? Maybe draw it. Maybe watch a short explanation. Maybe explain it in your own simple words. Once something starts to make sense, memory becomes much easier. Understanding first. Memorizing later. Here comes number 2. Link new information to something you already know. Look, the brain is terrible at remembering information in isolation, but it's excellent at remembering connections. Let's take a simple example. Say you want to remember, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Instead of repeating 100 degrees, create a link. Imagine your kitchen, a pot of water boiling, steam everywhere, and a big 100 written on the pot. That image sticks much better than the number alone. The rule is simple. Always ask, what does this remind me of? Even silly or exaggerated links work. Sometimes they work even better. Number 3, my personal favorite one. Write it out instead of just highlighting. Highlighting might feel productive, but it mostly creates familiarity, not memory. Try this instead. After studying a topic, close the book, take a paper, and write what you remember, in your own words. For example, after a class, write a short explanation as if you're teaching a friend. While writing, say the idea quietly out loud and try to visualize it. Writing plus speaking plus imagining helps the brain encode information more deeply. Messy notes are okay. Perfect notes are not required. Number 4, group information instead of remembering everything separately. When information feels overwhelming, it's often because it's ungrouped. The brain prefers patterns over long lists. For example, instead of remembering many separate points, combine them into one image, one word, or one short idea. Think of it like packing luggage. One organized bag is easier than many loose items. Grouping reduces effort and speeds up recall. Number 5, mnemonics. Mnemonics are just memory shortcuts. Let's say you need to remember these 4 plants: garlic, rose, hawthorn, mustard. Take the first letters, G-R-H-M. Now turn that into something familiar. Graham. Imagine a graham cracker. Now instead of remembering 4 separate names, you remember one image, the cracker. And the list comes with it. The sentence doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to make sense to you. Mnemonics turn boring information into something the brain enjoys recalling. Number 6, the most effective one. Talk to yourself while studying. This might feel odd at first, but it's powerful. Instead of rereading silently, try explaining the concept out loud. For example, okay, this means. As you speak, you'll notice where you're confused, where you're guessing, what you don't fully understand yet. That awareness improves memory. Teaching, even to yourself, strengthens learning. Number 7, move your body. A little memory is not only mental, it's biological. If you sit for too long, your brain gets tired. A short walk, stretching, standing up for a few minutes. Movement improves alertness and supports memory. You don't need intense exercise, just don't stay completely still for hours. Number 8, mix subjects instead of studying one thing for hours. Studying one subject continuously feels comfortable, but it often leads to mental fatigue. Try mixing. Study one topic, then switch to another, then come back later. It feels harder, and that's okay. That small struggle actually strengthens memory when you return to the topic. My final thought. Some of these methods may feel strange at first. Some may feel slower than rereading. That doesn't mean they're wrong. Good learning often feels slightly uncomfortable, but not stressful. And remember, you don't need to use everything. Even 1 or 2 changes can make studying feel lighter and more effective. Memory is not about forcing your brain. It's about guiding it in a way it understands. When learning is meaningful, connected, and active, remembering becomes easier. Take it slow. Be patient with yourself. That's how memory actually improves. If you feel my videos are helpful for you in any way, do subscribe and show your support. See you in the next video.